Sessions. I wanna feel, I wanna feel, I wanna feel everything. I wanna feel everything. I wanna feel
All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. It is Friday, October 11th, 2024. This week was phenomenal. Phenomenal. What did we get today on Dow Jones? 43,005 as outlined on Sunday. Ooh. Yeah, we'll take a look at that too. Chat is member only today. So if you don't have a membership, get one. Or be lonely. Do what you got to do. But you know, you can come hang out with us in the chat at any time. At any time. So, bro, I don't even know where to begin, man. Natasha, she cut my hair a little bit. What hair I do have, and she trimmed up my beard a little bit, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. So, nothing to really see here. What I was saying was there's so many. I don't even know where to begin, bro. I mean, should I begin with that Cameron, or I think it was either Cameron or someone else who said they're a lot more confident now this week more than any other time period? That's wonderful. Or how about Jonathan, who got funded with Top Step? I mean, we could start there. Or how Dow Jones hit 43,005 as I outlined on Sunday. We could start with that. I mean, bro, there's so much going on. There's so much winning. It's like, fuck, where do we begin? It's a good problem to have, isn't it? I mean, shit, dude. Did you guys even see what I did with price this week? On gold, on NQ. ES today was disappointing, but I knew I had to go anyway. I really shouldn't have traded. So I squeezed out what I could, but I already knew I was going to get a haircut and all that. I was just like, nah, I want to push buttons though. Y'all know me, man. I say I'm not going to trade, and then I'll come in here and fucking trade. So CPI doesn't matter, PPI doesn't matter. You know, it's just so beautiful, dude. Like, real talk, it's beautiful outside. It was like 60s in the morning. It's like it's 70 something now, but you know, the mornings are just so beautiful, and price action is just so beautiful as well. And it's even more so clean when people say it's not. Oh, consolidation sucks. No, you just suck at reading price. Oh, man, this, that, and the third. You're just ass at reading price, bro. You just think you're up here and you're not. So how about you let the big boys handle it? I told you, man, fuck. I told you guys I'd be unhinged today. I had a rain, and I still got a little bit of my cold brew left. Like, I might say some wild shit today, so don't write everything down, all right? Don't write everything down, chat. But, you know, how many mentors do you see out there posting almost every day? I mean, there's gold traders out there, and I'm getting better entries on their favorite asset. And that's like my third or fourth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, come on, man. Come on. We're going to take a look at this, and we'll get into some details. I want to say there's actually equal lows somewhere on an intraday basis right here. It's our current daily candle based on the trading view close, I think. And we do have some lows right here, so I'll keep an eye on that. But I would not want to look for shorts today unless you're going to really be in there with some very tight risk. So, you know, that's kind of what that looks like. But I want to start on the highest available time frame. So we'll get into the nitty gritty of things. You thought cold brew meant beer, Cameron? See, we got to fix our way of thinking, chat. We got to fix our ways of thinking, bro. No, cold brew, the coffee, my friend. I don't even know how much caffeine this has, but I had a 200 milligram rain, and then I went right into the cold brew like not even an hour later. Like, bro, my blood pressure is probably like higher than Snoop Dogg. So, hey, look, if I die, chat. Like, carry on without me. Do your best. All right. Anyway, let's do our intro real quick. What's good? Felix, Natasha, Willow, Toby, Mason, AML. Welcome to the SMS community, my friend. Alex C, Crocs, 2020, G. I think, G, you're really close to getting the gold sniper, I believe. I looked at all of our gold snipers yesterday. We have a lot, actually. We have like 40 or 50 people. Maybe not that. Maybe like 30 or 40 people that have gold snipers. And I think you were one of the ones that is time-wise like a month or two out, I think. So you're close to that. What's good? Leon, Ray, I think. Marvelous, Jordan D, Cameron, Convicted Capitalist, Naruto, Zai, Buttercup, Cracked Out and Blacked Out, baby. Well, I don't know about all of that, but we'll see what happens. Eli, Harmon, Josh, pot of coffee every morning. I like my coffee like I like my women. Dude, you guys are unhinged, man. You guys need to relax. I like my coffee like I like my women too. Sweet. All right. How about that? How about that? All right. 43,005. That was opposing liquidity. Now, Monday, okay, and I walked you through the indices the other day too on the daily time frame. Monday came down and took out last week's low. Right? See that? Took that Thursday low. Took out, Thursday took out all of that. And then Monday took out last week's low. Tuesday, just like the other indices, took out Monday's low. So this was a classic Tuesday low of the week. Wednesday, we saw expansion. What do you notice about yesterday? I think I put this in the market review, if I'm not mistaken. I'm always susceptible to that. Despite whatever you see. We're here. We traded yesterday down and into Monday's opening price. What else do you see over there? Right? A lot of people don't like consolidation, which, I mean, I understand. You know, I can agree to some degree with that. But there are specific ways to navigate price. There are specific ways to navigate price. And if you look at Monday, September 30th and Tuesday, October 1st, you will notice, ooh, look at that. See? That old gap here is right at the high end of what? Monday's opening price. See that? So what did yesterday do? Opened. It probably rallied. Dropped down. And then rallied and closed. So yesterday, right? If this were a 1 minute time frame, what do you think the next candle would be if this was like a 1 minute or a 5 minute or something like that? What do you think would the next candle would be? Well, if we swept liquidity multiple times, by the way, and I gave you 43,005 on Sunday, literally Sunday evening, it's in the Discord, it's timestamped. Can't fake that. Does your mentor do that? Does your flyer mentor do that? Does he do they tell you where price is going to go 5 days before it gets there? I bet they don't. I bet they fucking don't. Friday drops down. What do we rally up into? Opposing liquidity. So that means when you see stuff like this, right? When Thursday respects these concepts on a higher time frame, that means Friday you can expect expansion. How far can it go? Bro, I gave it a level already. The fuck you mean how far can it go? Probably to it and through it. 43,005 is the high, of course, but there's going to be liquidity above that. It's not just at the level, it's at it and above it. And that's why we can expect further movement beyond that. We ended up getting 100 and some, like 100, 110 points above that, which is fine. You don't need all that, but this is a nice range in here. So how did we get there? How did we get there? We took lows in the pre-market. Equities dropped us lower into what? 5-minute down candle. And I was going to trade this and I decided not to. I should have, but I didn't. Equities drops down, down candle here, rallies, drops down into what? Imbalance. Right there. Beautiful. I mean, it's just mint, bro. That's fucking nasty. Rallies. What's that closing above, chat? Look at it. Down candles here. Rallies, closes above that, right? What's a trade backing into? These down candles. Yet again. We'll just go ahead and borrow that. Right there. Sinks into it. Rallies. And then this is the candle that sinks, or sorry, not sinks, trades right up into that. So you see how hard price is? You see how difficult this is? It's not difficult. When you know where the higher time frame is likely to go, you just get in sync with that. And the markets almost always do what? They go lower before going higher. Okay? Now, let me see something. 667, 666. Ooh, the devil is a lie. That's a lower low right here. And then that's manipulation here as well. And then on top of that, it runs into this mitigation here. Okay? So now why would I point this out? Why would I always point this shit out, stuff like this to you? Why would I do that? Well, what does this remind you of? Think about it. Think about it. You remember a video, let me see. Market Maker Models Masterclass. You remember that? You remember the order of models? Higher time frame supporting a bullish scenario. Manipulation, right? Then mitigation, then down candles, then imbalances on the way up. So although I don't look at this like a MMXM, like a market maker buy model, I don't look at it that way. But price action wise, it's still, function in that manner of manipulation's always the low, manipulation's always the low or the high, and then mitigation and bullish order flow up to the highs. So it really wasn't that, difficult. If we go into ES for a minute, this is what I played earlier today. And this was obviously, counter higher time frame bias. So I'm not afraid to do it. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not afraid. Okay. I don't recommend it, but liquidity is going to be liquidity in either way. All right. So what does that look like to you? Consolidation, equal lows, perfect. Right? Identical lows, rallied. CPI was Thursday, I think, and yesterday, and this was PPI, I'm pretty sure. So what does that do for us? Rallies. Trades above this high. I don't know if it took that high or not, but it's fine. Either way. On the way there, right? Well, sorry. Once it came off that high and then rallied again, it left behind a imbalance here. Okay. So there's kind of a little lesson for you, a little hidden gem here in the stream. How do I know how to trust an imbalance? there's got to be other concepts. Why do you think the mitigation model requires an imbalance? Because it's an imbalance inside of a mitigation. And the mitigation is a stop run. So how can I short something like that? Because I posted a screenshot in the Discord. I think I said it on social media. I said a lot of stuff today. But there it is. There's the overlap between the two. Bearish, or at least an imbalance on the way towards liquidity. That's the imbalance model. This is an inversion. So you have the inversion model here too. Remember, you can have multiple concepts at the same time. Or, well, that's true. But I meant to say you can have multiple models at the same time. So that's why I went max contracts. What does that mean, John? Max contracts. Well, it means when you're taking okay. When you get funded with Top Step, at least, I can't speak on other funding companies, but with Top Step, okay, when you get funded with at least 50K, as you're trading that funded account, the max contracts is 2. It's fucking bullshit, but it's 2. Now, when you're trading the combine, however, the max is 5. So you can take up to 5 contracts. Now that can be micro or E-mini. Now, if you trade 5 E-mini, fuck, dude, you better have the best entry or you're dead. You're going to die. Like, okay, like it's bad. So what I did is went max contracts, went 5. Okay. And sometimes that can be a little scary because it's like, oh, well, why didn't you take 3 and then add on 2? Because I do what the fuck I want to do. All right. No, I'm playing. It's just, I trusted it. I was willing to take it. My stop was like right here. So it was only like 3 points of risk or something, maybe 4. So it wasn't like crazy. I was like, all right, fuck it. Full 5. Let's go. All in. Bam. We sit here for a second. Not nervous. All that much. It's not a big deal because look at the bodies. Right? I used to do this a long time ago. For you guys, I just don't remember where the shit is at. Yeah, if you took the wicks off, look at where the bodies are at. The bodies are staying there. And it's just like it's like a brick wall. Price is saying, no, no, no. You shall not pass. Right. So am I wrong? Is it trading above the inversion? No. Is it trading above the bearish imbalance? No. The wicks might, but the bodies aren't. Okay, fine. Retracement, we rally, small imbalance there. I looked at that and I said I would add 1 or 2 if I could. But I was already in the max number of contracts. So can't do anything. You just say, fuck it, let's hold it. Boom. We get our delivery. Equal lows right there. Ding. As soon as it hits that, bam, out 2. I want to hold the other 3. Now, why would I do that? Because obviously the 58.16 level looked fairly clean. I said we could extend for that. We didn't. All right, so we didn't. But, you know, partialing and then getting out. Actually, I think I got out. I got stuff down on the rest, I think, here. Partialing is better than nothing at all. So it's okay. We didn't go for the lows, and that's fine. We ended up obviously having a monster rally to the upside. But I told you I had to leave anyway, so I wasn't able to watch it or anything like that. And then once I got to the haircut place and she was trying to talk to me and I was like, hold on 1 second. I need to finesse in the Discord. I was like, give me a second. And that's what I was like, hey, Dow hit, 4305 or whatever it was. And then I could put my phone away. But that's the simple version of what took place this morning. So it is kind of a market maker sell model, just without all of the exact stages. So consolidation, accumulation, manipulation, and then low risk short. We drop lower, second leg or second stage to go down to the lows. So, you know what's funny? In the Discord, it was at 740 when I put in that meme. It was the Dave Chappelle meme, and he's like, y'all got any more of them MMXM models? And then it went like 2 minutes later right into that. And you guys didn't even see it. It's all right. I know you don't check the Discord every couple seconds, but it's in there. Go look at the timestamp. It's fucking in there. So, as far as afternoon price action goes, I really don't have any strong predictions in my opinion. I mean, on an expansion day at all-time highs, you know, trying to look for a run on lows, you would have to time that very, very well, because it's going to be counter higher time frame bias. So these might even be left open. And all of the highs today are different. We got this bull flag up here, by the way, and that got wrecked. And Nasdaq, I don't even know. We have a few sets of highs up here. Nasdaq is our laggard today, so she might catch up, but I don't know. I don't usually trust a laggard like that. So, let me see. Yeah, dead or rich. Gee, I don't even know what the lunch lows and lunch highs are. I mean, I really didn't do all that much analysis before we hopped on the live stream. That's high resistant lows here. So is that. We might get expansion higher. I mean, we'll watch it, you know. I just don't know if I would entirely trust going long, though. I don't know. It's our laggard, so she's like struggling today. Look at that 420 level. Still hanging around that 420 level, dude. Why does that keep coming back? Why does that 420 level keep coming back to us, chat? What is up with that? Jordan, great question. That is the PO3 candle. Or not candle, it's the PO3 indicator. It's called PO3. Or zero. That's either a 0 or an O. I think it's an O. PO3. With a little degree on it. What's actually pretty cool about this too is you can change the time frame. Oh, that's why I have Midnight New York on. That's why that's different. Actually, I like Midnight New York. That's fine. But you could change that actually. So you could change it to say the 1 hour. So if you're on like a 1 minute or something and you like the 1 hour candle, you could do that too. But I've always just kept it at the daily. I don't really see a reason to, you know, do anything differently. But it just kind of like when you look at it like this, it's very similar to the triple screen where you have your 3 time frames, and instead of having the daily time frame on your chart, you could just have just today's candle. There's another indicator. I don't know if it's that one or if you could add it multiple times. I'm not really sure. There's a gentleman who I respect, one of the only people I respect in the ICT community, T Trades, actually. And he has, I don't know if it's an indicator or if it's this indicator multiple times, but he'll display, I think, like 3 or 4 candles, which I think is kind of cool. I actually might try that out this weekend because you can move this to the left and the right. Like you see how there's a wide gap between that? I want to say you can move it. I don't remember how I did it though. Oh, the offset. So that was on 20. If I put it at 10, you see how it moves it over? So Yeah, that's what that looks like. I guess it takes a minute to fix it, but yeah. So yeah, that's just the PO3. Mr. Big Eggs, what the fuck? Was looking at the open for NQ to take yesterday's low and got wrecked. Oh, you shorted on an expansion day, Mason. That's right, I did too. But there's a right way and a wrong way of doing it. And look, I'm not saying, matter of fact, I'll get into that next. I don't say those things to say like, oh, you know, you're retarded, because you're not. But I'm just trying to help you understand, like, look, it was a counter trend trade. Today was an expansion day for indices. And if you're shorting on an expansion day, that's, you know, most likely not what you want to do. Okay. And I say that to help you out, not like oh, you're a dum-dum. So, but I've done all that shit too. I'm telling you, every mistake you can think of, I've made plenty of times. Like, trust me. That's why I know all this stuff, man. Oh, Tyrone? Oh, shit. Okay. After the wreckage, I realized I had bias wrong. And that's okay, Mason. That's why I'm giving you details, though. I'm saying, like, look, bro, like, look at the daily, right? Look at Wednesday, right? Tuesday wrecked Monday's low. Wednesday hit that down candle and saw expansion as if it was going to trade above this high. And ES, right? Same, or not same thing, but similar ideas, right? We saw expansion. And the difference is with NQ, Monday's candle was traded in on Wednesday to expand. And Dow didn't do that until Thursday. So the Dow is kind of like catching up to the other indices. That's, to me, that's why today we see Dow outpacing the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's kind of like pausing to catch up, to allow the Dow to catch up. You remember that analogy I used? Ford versus Ferrari. You remember? And he was winning the race by a long shot. And then they called him on one of his breaks and said, hey, you got to slow down because the other Ford drivers, you know, we want to take a picture of all three of y'all winning. And so he had to slow down for the other two to catch up. That's kind of like what Nasdaq is doing, right? It's not really expanding the way that Dow is, right? Dow has a nice, beautiful, bold up candle, all-time highs right there. Just nasty, crispy clean. But when Dow was trading lower the other day on Wednesday, Nasdaq saw expansion. So Nasdaq's on pause. You know, it's all controlled, obviously, but there will be some movement on Nasdaq. It's not just going to be flat. There'll be some movement, but it just won't be as profound, right? And you can obviously see the difference in the price action, right? Nasdaq's kind of like range bound for a little bit, whereas Dow just had a lot more expansion. Hopefully that makes sense. So one exercise you can do is, okay. Fuck, man, this is hard to explain. If you remember Tuesday's market review, okay, you would have seen that I was short on Nasdaq, and then I got broken even, and then I looked at the concept that I was trading, and it became inverted. So I was wrong in the short and went long, right? So similar idea. look at where your entries were, and based on, you know, whatever concept it was, whatever time frame, and then see if it became inverted. Like the concept that you utilized, see if that was disrespected, and then the market likely came back to your entry or close to it before taking off to the upside. Because that's typically what you could see happen. Matter of fact, let me just try and show you, because I feel like that might not be the greatest explanation. What did I say? Tuesday, right? Wait a minute. Was it Tuesday? Or Wednesday? I think that was Wednesday. So that might have been yesterday's market review. Yeah, fuck, I don't know. It isn't one of them. It was somewhere, okay? Let me just zoom in here real quick. Fuck, now I can't remember, dude. That's gonna piss me off. Yeah, I'll just do this. I'll just pull out the screenshot. I don't have the time or the patience to go look for that shit. And yes, this was all in the market review, and I'm putting this out there because I'm just trying to teach you something. When I was looking at this, right? Originally, this was gonna be like a 1 minute mitigation to go short. But then I realized, like, oh, this was accumulation. So I don't even think the imbalance, or excuse me, I don't think the mitigation got disrespected necessarily, but nonetheless, it still acted as an inversion. So what I'm saying is I went short on like a 15-second time frame. We made a new low. I'm like, all right, fuck it, break even. Because price should extend lower if it's going to be bearish. And then it doesn't do that. So it's like, oh shit, break even. All right, bet. What did I miss? That's what it was. I said, oh, that's accumulation. All right, time to switch gears. You know, it's not going to go lower. Okay. So instead of now being bearish, using that mitigation to be bearish, now I'm going to use it to be bullish. And obviously you saw all the entries and all that shit yesterday. So what I'm saying is go look at what you took and see if that became an inversion or something to that degree. Okay. Let me tell you something else too. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again here. Anytime that you are going to frame a trade, short, long, whatever, you always have to frame what, like, how you could be wrong. Like, oh, I want to short this mitigation, this imbalance up here. I want to short that. And if I'm wrong, it'll be because price wants to expand higher, or maybe there's equal highs or something. So you have to kind of justify one-sided markets. You have to say, I can justify shorts, but I can't justify longs. That's a high probability short, or vice versa. I can justify going long, but I can't justify going short. That's a high probability long. So if you frame that, like, let's say price is right here. I can't frame shit right here. Could I go short? Well, I could, because we have lows. But Dow's our strongest index. That's breaking a rule. You know, we're also at all-time highs. That's usually not the best for shorts. So I can't really frame something that's very, very one-sided. Now, we could, you know, we could extend the possibilities, obviously. We could say, okay, well, let's wait and let's see if price, you know, this might be accumulation. So we might run this high. So let's see if we run the high and then trade off of it and maybe, you know, set up a sell model to go lower. Okay, well, I'll trust that then instead of just shorting right here. So we have to wait. You see what I'm saying? So I can't justify longs because we have lows and we're above an old high. So I don't want to buy above an old high. And I don't want to short yet because we're at this high. We need to see a reaction of some sort first, in my opinion. Or we're going to take out the high of the day, which is our current AM session high, which might be likely before going lower. So there is always going to be, you know, there's got to be some thought put into it. Need to do top-down analysis. Yeah, and that's a thing too. Waiting on NQ previous day's low to be taken out, and so you sat out. Well, to be fit, let me see. I think I can see why you would have wanted something like that. I think I can see that. But no, it doesn't always need to do that. But I could see why though. Yeah. Oh, you send the chart in Discord? Okay, I'll take a look at it later. Mitigation is powerful? Dude, it's all powerful, my friend. It's all powerful. When you have the right... Let me put it back up here. I don't know why it's gone. Trading View always like fucks with me. Delete my shit. When you align time, price, and contract or context, you get things like what I've done this week, which I'm not going to go over. I've already gone over that in the market reviews and stuff. I've shown you the entries, the exits. Some of it wasn't all that great, and some of it was like, holy shit, you know? But that's why, because when you align time, price, and context, you get damn near perfection. That's when you get 1 minute wick entries or 15-second wick entries. Yeah. So that's all you got to do, chat. You get in sync with order flow. Is the higher time frame bearish or bullish? Or are we in consolidation? If it's going to go higher, then on an intraday, it's going to go lower first. If it's higher time frame bullish, then we want to look for lower time frame manipulation, lower time frame buy models. If it's in consolidation, we could still look for the same thing, but we're just going to look for runs on highs and lows and highs and lows, and we're probably not going to hold trades. We're probably just going to look for scalps. That's not fucking hard. That's not difficult. The difficult part is knowing the rules and then following them. Capitalist, I have no idea. I haven't even looked that far ahead. I don't know. I think I'm still having a hard time properly identifying mitigations the more we discuss it. Well, this, you're looking at a mitigation right here. You're looking at a mitigation right here. Lows. We have a high. We have a lower low that took all of that. And out of all this range here, this on a 5-minute time frame is the highest up close candle. And we have an imbalance that overlaps with that. So that is a mitigation model with a high probability target. The highs up here. The only problem is Nasdaq's our weakest index today. So it makes for a difficult market. The only thing, in case you're wondering what this is, the only thing that is, I did some investigation earlier. Inside the imbalance, inside the mitigation, the only thing, and this was hindsight, I marked this up like before the stream started, so don't think like, oh, that's fucking badass. I mean, it is badass, but I didn't mark it up beforehand. There's a small gap right there. And it nails it beautifully right here. Right at 952. For those of you that are interested in that, 952. Think about what I've given you already. I won't go into detail. Not right now, at least. Let you guys figure that shit out. 952. Then we get an inversion. That might be a mitigation here too. But yeah, mitigations are fucking just chef's kiss every time. But yeah, you can't expect to just know everything because you've seen it once or twice. That's not how this works at all. Not even close. You have to know what it is. You have to understand how it will be used or how it will be disrespected. Because remember, in a bullish market, if you're looking for higher pricing, it has to punch through bearish concepts, right? So, like, for example, if I want a new high of day on Nasdaq, then that means it has to go through potential bearish imbalances. It has to go through up candles. It has to go through, there's not a mitigation in here, but if there was one, I would say it has to go through that. And that's why there are things like high resistant lows, because price it's going to have a lot more difficult of a time trying to get through lows like that when it's lower like this. You see that? And that's why I pointed that out earlier by saying we might see a new high of day for Nasdaq, because the way we traded down in here, the way the lows have been set, and the way that price is moving, it looks like it wants to expand higher. Even though it's in the middle of all this range, I still think it could trade higher. But again, you have to know the concept or concepts, and you have to know the time, price, and context of when price is hitting the concept that you're looking at. Okay? So it's difficult. It is. You have to align all three, or it's not going to go well for you. Okay? So I tell you what, I want to have a brief discussion with you, and then we'll hop off for the weekend. I gave you a lot this week. Probably more this week than any other week ever. And that's okay. I'll put up two alerts at 20,472 and 481.25 to see if we get a new high of day. The higher one would be a new high of day. We'll see. I don't even want to do anything for the Dow. I'll just keep it on Nasdaq today, just to keep things simple. But there's a couple of things I wanted to bring to your attention, and I said this on my story today. I wanted to go through it real quick before the weekend. So, and there's like so many people that replied to this. I can't even keep up with how many people replied to my stuff. But I told you I had a Rain energy drink, and then I went into the cold brew, and I'm like, just Speedy Gonzalez, bro. I'm just like, I just want to read stuff, and I'm listening to music the whole time, and I was having a great time. And I'm still a little bit hyped, but it's worn off some. I started talking on my story. So here's the reason for that. You know, sometimes I just go on these tangents or I go on these rants and it's like, what the fuck? You know, why would I do that? Well, it just comes to me usually. But in this case, I started reading I read the introduction and I think the first couple of pages of a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. I forget the author, but there was so many people over the years that told me about Psycho-Cybernetics. I'm like, I haven't read it. I'll look into it. I bought that thing like a year or two ago. It's been sitting on my shelf collecting dust, but I finally brought it out, said, all right, I'll read it. So it's a very interesting book. It's about like the subconscious and stuff. And Eli, I'm sure a lot of you do. Like a lot of people put on that book for a long time. So I started reading it and there was some pretty cool quotes in there. And it got me thinking, obviously. And that's why I started talking the way that I did on my story. So let me tell you what I wrote. And I had to type it like 4 times because I typed it so fast. I kept making spelling mistakes. So I wrote the shit like a dozen times before I sent it off. A lot of visualization exercises. Oh, that's interesting. But let me tell you. Okay. Actually, you know what? I probably would like to clip this. Not seeing if Nasdaq expands. That would be cool. But the focus I want to be on this conversation. And it won't be too long. I won't bore you too much. I don't think. So the successful traders trio, okay? It's a concept. I didn't make it up, but I did coin that name, the successful traders trio, because at a fundamental level, it takes 3 things to be successful in trading. It takes your edge, which is your strategy. It takes risk management, money management, right? Big win, small loss kind of thing. And it takes the psychological skills to implement the previous 2. It's sort of like a tripod. You cannot have 2 out of the 3. It won't work. 2 out of the 3, if you put a camera on a tripod and you take one of the legs away, it's going to fall over. So you have to have all 3. Now, when we talk about psychology at the very, very basic fundamental level to be successful in trading, you need the psychological skills to implement the first 2. And that's the very baseline level. But psychology actually gets very, very deep. I mean, we could go for hours. I could probably write more than 1 book just on psychology, right? Subconscious, mind, all that kind of stuff. And it was interesting, some of the ideas in Psycho-Cybernetics that sort of brought me back to, you know, not just my life, but my career as a trader. And so what I started thinking about was how much goes against you in this world. Okay. And that was the thought process behind what I'm about to say next. Okay. So this was just me drawing from my experience at like 16, 17, all the way till now. Okay. So and again, there's no like editing or anything. I just went right into it and just started typing. And this is what I typed. I said, I don't think people realize how many things they have going against them and very little going with them or for them. You're fighting against negative self-imagery, trauma, negative experiences, negative emotions. And for traders, all of that plus retail methodology, meaning most people get indoctrinated with, RSIs and trends and trend lines and, stuff like that, support and resistance, yada, yada. So you're fighting all that plus a very flawed trading logic. So you're weak in the psychological aspect. You're weak in the edge aspect of trading. So you're already, out of those 3 legs of the successful traders trio, you're weak in 2 of those areas right off the rip. And so if you don't manage risk, now you're totally done. And I think that's why most people do not make it in trading, because they can't push past all of those. Meaning your psychology side, the risk management side, and the strategy side, all 3. And you can't just focus on 1 or 2, right? That's why it's so difficult for people to become winners. Moving on, I said, you have to fix all of that, build new experiences, new successes, new ways of analyzing markets, like smart money concepts, for example, all the while people are not supporting you. And to take it further, some people would even make fun of you. They ask, oh, how's that trading thing going? How much money have you made? All that. Are you funded yet? Yada, yada. And you might get discouraged because your results aren't up to par yet, because you're still new. You're still a beginner. You don't have the experience. Even 1 or 2 years, you're still a baby to me. Even 3 years, you could still be a baby in trading. Okay. Moving on. Thinking about my self-image. You guys know me as John Phibb. You know me as, an educator, a trader, obviously. You know me, over the last couple of years or so, but you did not know me when I was 16, 17, or 20, 21, right? And in those years, that's why I wrote this. I said, some of you admire my trading and my analysis. Look what I did with all the trades this week. Look what I did on Sunday. I gave you the Dow 43,005. We're at 43,070s. And I think I give you 5830 for ES. We're at 5850s. That's 2 for 2, right? And I know some of you admire that. But I didn't get here overnight, okay? You were not there when I was being cheated on, or getting kicked out of class, or being targeted by principals and assistant principals, being treated like a failure. A lot of people, your friends, teachers, whatnot, they lose respect for you like really easily, especially when they know that your girlfriend is a slut. Okay. What do you want me to do, bro? That's how it is. Okay. So then they're like, oh, like this guy's dating a slut. Like, what a fucking retard. Well, probably. And then in the Navy, right, you were not there when I was under a leadership of people that were sexist and racist. I've experienced racism, bro. I've experienced sexism too. And one dude was racist and sexist, and he didn't like fat people. I'm like, well, who do you like then, bro? You know what I mean? And that guy was a piece of shit. I wrote about him in my book too. But anyway, fuck that guy. When people hated me for being white, and yes, it's true, people also hated me for having money as well, because in the military is not known for making people rich, okay? Especially like the lower level sailors or anyone in the military, okay? You really don't make a lot of money. But, I'm sitting here on my phone, I'm trading, I got investments and stuff. Like I'm not broke, you know what I mean? But people didn't like that. So it wasn't easy being an outlier. It wasn't easy being different in some of those aspects from everybody else. So you have to overcome decades of experiences that have impacted your way of thinking. I continue on, and I said, in hindsight, I could see why they didn't like somebody like me. Content, nonchalant, not struggling financially. And I know I got a little egotistical here, but I'm just being as truthful as I can be. In hindsight, I realized that these people don't like me because I'm everything that they aren't. I'm everything that they want to be. A risk taker, right? Having money, not worrying about how much stuff costs all the time. You know, I'm what they want to be. And the problem is they don't have the mental ability or the mental capacity to look in the mirror and admit failure. So they take it out on others. And again, I got a little egotistical here, but again, you know, I said, well, that's why I wake up and I do what I want, and they still clock in. They still put on a uniform, or they still go to a high school and, you know, bitch at young kids and all that shit because they're fucking miserable. Probably only got like 6 figures in a 401k, can't retire. And now you're sitting here, you know, just teaching kids that are on their phone and being stupid. That's what you deserve, stupid bitch. Anyway, I go on to say, sure, sometimes I'm a bit egotistical. I never said I was perfect. But it's far better to be confident with yourself and confident in your ability than to be closer to the poverty mindset or the victim mentality. That's horrible. I said the devil is a lie. And that I overcame a lot of things. I haven't overcame everything. You know, obviously I'm not perfect. I cuss a lot. I'm a little bit egotistical sometimes. And trust me, you're going to fight that too when you get entries like me. You buy the low of the day. You buy the low of the day and tell me you don't fucking feel good about it. Oh man, I feel nothing when I trade. You're a fucking lie. You're a fucking lie. When you take a good trade, I know you feel good. When you take a bad trade, I know you feel bad. Fucking lie to me. Idiot. Anyway. I overcame a lot of things. I haven't overcame everything though. You have to do some self-examination, some self-reflection. Find out what's wrong. Build a plan to fix it or to fix them, multiple problems. And then act on it. This is your life. You only get one. Take care of it. Then I didn't say anything after that because I didn't know what to follow that up with. So again, to wrap this up, trading is not just understanding concepts, understanding to keep the risk, you know, small, or to learn how to pyramid and all that kind of stuff. There's so much more to it than that. You know, you might be going break even so fast because you don't want to take a loss, and you don't want to take a loss because you don't want to you know, experience that pain of taking a loss. Or you might think, oh, I'm a failure if I take a losing trade. It's like, bro, that's not the case at all. And that's one reason why I love Mark Douglas. And he talks about that. The trade, not the trade by trade perspective, but the series of trades perspective. It's not about 1 or 2 trades. It's about like 20 or 30 trades, 40, 50 trades, 1,000 trades. You know, it's not about one combine. Or trying to pass, you know, one combine. Try to get all 5 of them. Stop trying to get funded in one fucking trade. Stop trying to do that. Well, you can't do that anyway because there's a 50% consistency rule with Top Step, but you get what I'm saying though. You're trying to take on too much. You're trying to accomplish too much. And you're trying to do it in a way that's not healthy. You think I got funded in 2 or 3 trades? No. No. So the stuff gets really deep, man. And if you have a negative self-image, or what is it called? I'm trying to think of the word. I can't think of the word, chat. Self-esteem. There we go. If you have like a low self-esteem, you need to get some wins under your belt. You need to get some wins under your belt. And that's just not winning. I'm not talking about just trading. I'm talking about stuff like in life. You know, if you want to lose weight, then lose weight. If you want to, you know, be more healthier, then be more healthier. You know, level up in the small areas. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're too big for the little things, then you'll be too little for the big things. You get me? Trading is not a little thing. Trading is huge. And to think that you're going to just neglect all the small things in life, you're going to go into trading and you're going to get your fucking ass kicked. Oh, I don't need to add on. I don't need to reduce risk. I don't need to, respect risk management. I don't need to do this and do that. Okay. All right. Whatever you say. But your results are how they are. And if they're not where they want to be, you need to figure out what you're doing wrong. I've done literally everything in my power to help you guys out. I give you the books to read, which you should be reading Meditations right now because it's October. And at about 9 pages a day or 8 pages a day, you should roughly be on page 80 or 90. And if you're not on page 80 or 90 or further than that, you're behind. Which is probably most of you. I hate to admit, but it's probably most of you. Haven't bought Meditations yet. All right. Well, Epictetus said, how long are you going to wait to demand the best for yourself? How long? How long are you going to wait before you say, you know what? I need to buckle down and get some shit done. Look at my entries, dude. Some of them are kind of ass sometimes, sure. But the best ones are like, hot damn. I've never taken a trade like that. I wish I could take trades like that. That was me too. And then I had to figure all this shit out. So how long are you going to wait before you say, no, I'm going to start taking this seriously? Take it fucking seriously. Negative works best for me. Oh shit. That's interesting. That's very interesting. That more than likely has worse effects longer term, but I'm not gonna, I'm not a clinical psychologist or nothing like that. So don't let me, tell you otherwise, but I find that very interesting. This was in Psycho-Cybernetics, and I know I've talked about this before too, but you draw on your previous experiences. So if you took a lot of losses, if you blew a lot of accounts or blew a lot of combines or funded challenges or whatever, and you think to yourself like, oh, I'm a failed trader or I suck at this or whatever, if you keep focusing on negative results, then you're going to keep getting negative results. You're just going to be drawn towards it. You have to change your habits. You have to change the way you think about yourself. And you have to change the way you think about trading as well. And if you don't do it, you're just going to keep getting the same results, right? What's the definition of insanity, chat? Doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. You wonder why you can't pass a combine or a funded challenge, but you keep doing the same shit. Explain that logic to me. Well, I keep doing this, but it's not working. Then why are you still doing it? Makes no sense. So, again, like I said earlier, I've done everything I can. I've given you the books to read. I've given you the concepts to study. Hell, I've given you price levels in advance. I do it every week. Every week. I give you, I think it could go here, it could go there. I'm either right or wrong. I'm not always right. It doesn't always hit. Not always. But earlier in this stream, I told you I'm expecting expansion. I think we could trade higher. I think we could make a new high of day. And on a very, very small level, it's trading higher. Right? I mean, fucking left behind lows, but, it's still seeing some sort of expansion in the short term. But look at levels I outlined on Sunday. They smacked. And all during the week, I gave you things in the Discord. Are you still watching gold? You neglected it. I got no reactions, no responses. And then it hit that gap and rallied. You had an opportunity to trade gold. You had an opportunity to make money. You had an opportunity to pass a combine, but you didn't fucking pay attention. But I still do it. I still do it, chat. I cannot do anything more. Literally. The only thing I can do more than what I already do is if I log into your account and press the fucking button for you, which I'm not going to do. I can't do that. But out of like 100 things that you need, I damn near gave you fucking 95 of them. I have done more than meet you halfway. I'm like on your doorstep, knocking on the door saying, come on, the fuck are you doing? So you have to really take a look in the mirror, chat. And really ask yourself, am I really dedicated to this? Am I really trying to learn this shit? Or am I just going to keep, trying to wait for the next market review or the next video or the next fuck around and find out strategy on YouTube? What are you going to do? Learning to forgive myself has been my whole adult life journey. Even attempting to be a trader would have been disastrous for me even 3 years ago. Yeah, that's good. To forgive yourself for the things that you did in the past, all the dumb shit. I've done dumb shit too, bro. Like, trust me, I've done dumb shit. Okay? I have said some things to people that you would not, you would lose. I've said this time and time again. You would probably lose respect for me if you found out what I've told some people, racial slurs and whatnot. I was young. I was like 18, 19. But, I'm not perfect either. But you go through your trading career and you're either going to learn from your mistakes or you're going to keep making them. Or, you're going to want to give up. See? Look at Dow, bro. Did we short that imbalance? No. Did we say we could come up and make a new high of day? Yeah, we did say that, didn't we? And it's at a new high of day, isn't it? Yeah. I don't control these markets. I don't, call up Jerome Powell or call up whoever the fuck and say, yeah, pump it. I don't do any of that. Okay? But I'm still, as much as it looks like it, it's only because I have a lot of experience. I've cut my teeth a lot. And I had to learn from it. Or you keep making the same mistakes. So, with that being said, I think we'll close it here. I pretty much told you everything I wanted to tell you. It's not just the concepts, okay? It's, let's come back real quick. Go back to the Discord, right? And look at what Cameron said. I think it was Cameron or someone else. But what did they say? Man, I got so much more confidence this week. I have so much more confidence pressing buttons now than I did. I don't remember what the rest of the quote was. But, that's what it's about. Learning, getting the confidence to press buttons. I love pressing buttons. But I also know what it's like to be in front of the chart and to press buttons and then be nervous. What if I'm wrong? What if it goes to my stop loss? Man, what if I fucking lose this combine? What if I lose this trade? Man, what if all that dumb shit. But now I come in here and I'm like, I know what I'm looking for. I know exactly where to enter. I know exactly where to place my stop. Sometimes I move my stop a little bit before I should, but I'm not perfect. But I know exactly what target I'm looking for. I know the models. I know multiple models. I know how to add to winning positions. I know how to flip my bias and go a different direction if I'm offside. But it's not about me. Oh, look what I can do. I'm John Phibb. I'm a badass. It's not about that. I want you to be able to do those same things. But it's hard. It's not easy. Okay? And I'm like really trying to see if we can get these highs real quick. before the end of the stream. That would be a great way to end it. It's just slow. It's already 1:15 as well. So we'll give it like another couple minutes or so just to see if we can spike up and into that. But in closing, for like the fourth time, you got to study. You got to learn from your mistakes or keep making them. And you don't have to tell anybody, you know, your journal. Okay. Let me show you. I have many of these. Your journal, okay, is not for anybody else except for you. Okay. So you can be honest with it. You can be in there and say whatever you want to say. You know, oh man, I struggled today with execution. I struggled with management. I was nervous. I didn't know how to manage the trade. I got break even and now I'm fucking mad about it. You know, and put those things in there, but learn from that experience. And then eventually over time, you start getting better and better and better. You know, and I'm not saying that you got to be somebody like me. You don't have to start a mentorship. You don't have to start a YouTube channel and start teaching other people. You don't have to do that. I only do this because that's what people wanted. They saw what I did and they were like, fuck, John, teach me how to do it. I said, okay, fine, I guess. Right? That's the only reason I'm out here. If people weren't interested in what I was doing, I would just be in here by myself. Wouldn't have a DSLR camera. I have two of them actually. But I wouldn't have gone and spent $500 on a camera just to be able to talk to you. You know? Wouldn't have a YouTube channel or anything. I would just be in here silent. Well, I had music on, but you get what I'm saying. We would not be here. I wouldn't have started this community. But I started this community because of the same reasons I just told you. People want to learn how to trade, but what I talked about earlier, there's a lot of things that are set up against you. How many of your friends trade? How many of your family members trade? For those of you that have jobs, how many of your managers or your bosses, do they trade too? The chances are they probably don't. So what support system do you have besides yourself? You have a community here. I'll support you. Bro, I stream for free. What more do you need? I'm up here giving you guys all this stuff for free. The Market Maker Masterclass, that was free. I live stream 4 hours a week. That's like, what, 16 hours or almost 20 hours a month for free? Look at the chat. None, says Toby. None, says AML. Not one, says Capitalist. Allison said they dropped the ball and no longer trade. MJ says none. Right. There's no support system. But this community is a support system. Right? 72. Ah, look at that. Look at that. There's your first target. Live price, bitch boy. Live price. Call it. Or don't be a mentor. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. All right. I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. I think I talked a lot today. We at least hit one target on the stream with live price beforehand. You know? Where's everybody else at? Where's the mentors calling out live price beforehand? Where are they? I'm out here. I'm out here. And there's not too many of us that are chilling. Is there? Yeah, target met, Mason. Let me ask you this. Oh, let me cut this clip too, so it's not fucking all that long. Is that like a monthly thing? Do you guys get like a one message like that for every month that you're here? Or did you didn't pay for that, did you? That's kind of cool. I think you get that once a month. Oh, capitalist never. Oh, fuck. Well, anyway. there's your Friday afternoon movement for the Nasdaq. We still might get a new high of day. Okay. But I'll cut it here. We talked about a lot of things, man. And who else gives you the business? Who else can talk to you about a subject and do price at the same fucking time? Who? Bring them here. Bring them here. Flyer mentors, MLMers, where you at? Where you at? Y'all be good, man. I'll close it here. All right. I'll still have the alert at 481. But I'm gonna close it here. Review your notes. Go watch the masterclass again. Go watch the market review again. But after today, just relax. It's the weekend, man. You want to have a little drink tonight? Have a little drink. Relax. You know, don't rush it. We'll be here. I'll be here. Right? Fate permitting. On the 14th. All right? For another live session right here on YouTube. Be blessed. I'll see you on Monday.
Things I ain't proud of. Girl, you was the best.
Kush Sessions.
passing through.